Day 50. Sunday school and night school continued. Books presented a major problem because when we had worked through the short catechism, we had no other textbooks. I took a look at all the little Bible histories which were used in the schools. None of them suited my need. Lack of a popular style, unsuitable stories, and long or outdated questions were common defects. Many events were presented in a fashion dangerous to the morality of the youngsters. All of them failed to focus on points that should serve as the foundation for the truths of our faith. The same could be said of facts referring to external worship, purgatory, confession, the Eucharist, and the like. With a view to providing for this area in education, something the times absolutely demanded, I set about compiling a Bible history. I aimed for a simple and popular style, free from defects already mentioned. That was my reason for writing and publishing the text called Bible History for Schools. I could not guarantee an elegant production, but I worked entirely with the good intention of helping young people. After a few months of school, we gave a public exhibition of our feast day teaching. The pupils were questioned on all of Bible history, on the geography of the Bible, and all the related questions. Present as spectators were the distinguished Father Apote, Father Peter, and Professor Joseph. All applauded the experiment. The success of the Sunday and night courses encouraged us to introduce arithmetic and art to our classes in reading and writing. These schools were the first of their kind in these parts. Everybody talked of them as a great innovation. We often had visits from professors and other persons of distinction. Even the city sent a deputation under the direction of Commissioner Joseph to see for itself if the results of our night school were as good as they were reported to be. The members of the commission examined the boys in pronunciation, arithmetic, and recitation. They found it hard to explain how young men who were 18 and even 20 years of age had progressed so well in manners and instruction in a few months. After seeing such a great number of young adults gathering at night to go to school instead of roaming the streets, those gentlemen left full of enthusiasm. When they reported back to the full city council, an annual prize of 300 francs was assigned to the oratory. This prize was given every year up to 1878, when, for some reason that could never be learned, it was withheld and given to another institute. At that time, Chef Ganella, whose zeal and charity are leaving a glorious and imperishable memory in Turin, was director of the work called the Schools for the Poor. He often came to visit us, and a year later, in 1847, he introduced the same kind of schools and the same methods in the work entrusted to him. And when he reported everything to the administrators of that work, in full session they voted an award of 1,000 francs for our school. The city government followed his example, and within a few years, night schools were established in all the principal cities of Piedmont. Another need showed up. a prayer book suitable for the times. There is no shortage of prayer books which have been put together by excellent people and are available to everyone. But, on the whole, these books were written for educated people, for adults, and most of them could be used by Catholics, Jews, or Protestants. Seeing how insidious heresy was spreading quietly every day, I understood to compile a book suitable for the young, adapted to their religious ideas, based on the Bible, and setting out the foundations of the Catholic religion clearly and concisely. This was The Companion of the Youth. This publication became a mega hit even during Don Bosco's time among the Catholic faithful. I had to do the same thing to teach arithmetic and the metric system. True, the metric system did not become obligatory until 1850, but it was introduced in the schools in 1846. Though it was introduced by law in the schools, there were in fact no textbooks. I supplied this need with a booklet entitled The Metric System Simplified.